Hey YouTubers, it is RC here with RC67 and got a few cars here I want to showcase with you all. One of these cars is going to be a restoration that I'm going to do, and then of course the other two we're going to do what I have heard a few other YouTubers call crack and yak. So we'll pop a couple cars open out of the packages and we'll kind of showcase those as well. The first one here on the turnstile is the Red Baron. This is a car from I believe, the early 70s that came out. I never had one as a kid. I don't know why, but I never had one as a kid. But anyway, it's a car that has the Red Baron helmet. It was, I'm assuming it would be a tribute to the Red Baron during I think it was World War I, with the Germans and so forth, fighting planes and things like that. But anyway, it's a pretty cool looking little hot rod car. So, but it definitely has a lot of love that's been given to it. The body's pretty scratched up. The wheel or axles are bent, so it's going to need new wheels and axles. And then of course the right rear fender is bent, and so it rubs on the back wheel I'll show you that in a second, but anyway, it would rub on the back wheel here. So, but anyway, so this is kind of what it is. It definitely has a lot of love to it. So you can see the helmet is pretty, tarnished or faded. Obviously, the engine is not very chromed out at all. It's kind of tarnished and faded as well. There's a lot of scratches and dings on the paint job. Flip this over here. You can see that the wheels are not in good shape. They're bent. The base itself's in really, really good shape. It just needs some love. I can polish that back out and it'll be chromed out pretty good. The right rear fender right here is bent. So when I replace this, I'm gonna have to, straighten this out a little bit and get that taken care of. The wheels I chose to put on here are not gonna be these original Redline wheels like this. For whatever reason, I just never have good luck with these type of wheels, and I'm not sure why. I just don't. I do like them. I just think that, I'm just going to go ahead and do a little custom work on it. So I'll paint it back to this red color, and then I'll polish all of the chrome here so it'll look really, really nice when I'm done. But I'll put a different set of wheels on it, and the wheel sets I'm looking at is this Redline rubber tire set. These are a little on the narrow side, but I do have another set that might be a little bit wider to fit this. Let me pull this apart there. But it's kind of a narrow set, but I do like the mag wheel. I really like that red rubber tire, or that red line with the rubber tire there. It'll give it a little bit more of a modern look, more customized look. But that was the goal with this car, was to kind of restore it in more of a custom fashion, rather than restore it to original. The car itself only cost me a couple dollars off eBay, so it wasn't that expensive. So, restoring it and putting a little custom work on it isn't a big deal for me. If I had spent 30 bucks on the car as is, I'd just leave it as is and not mess with it. But this is gonna be one of those cars again. I'll do a little custom work on it, restore it, give it some nice love, put a nice paint job on it, get it all shiny and new looking, and it'll be on the shelf for display. But it'll definitely have a nice home to hang out in. So, but anyway, so that is the first one here, is the Red Baron. All right. Next up is a 41 Willys gasser. And again, we're going to kind of crack and yak this. I've already opened it up, so I can save a little time here. But anyway, this car is a car that was available to the Redline members 2 years back. And I kept debating whether I wanted to get it or not. And I'm really not a huge gasser guy. I don't have a ton of gassers in my collection. I think I could probably count on maybe two hands, like 7 or 8. But I kept my eye on this one. I thought about getting it, and then I was like, all right, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get it. I went back on the Redline website, and it had been sold out. So I searched eBay and Etsy, and I found one on eBay, and actually I got it for cheaper than it was selling for on the Redline shop. So it's actually lost its value, but nonetheless, it's still a really, really cool car. It has this blue metallic, really metallic chrome, shiny paint. It's just beautiful, beautiful paint job. I should have bought it early, but I'm kind of glad maybe I waited because, you know, now I got it for a lesser price. It's got some bluing here on the side pipes, which gives it like the heat of the engine has been working. It's called Wild Blue. And again, it has this beautiful chrome blue color. It's got your racing decals here on the front fender. You can't really see them that well, but they're there. And then of course it's got a nice decal here, or tampo on the back of the trunk here. You got some tampering for the lights. You can see a little bit of the interior. It looks like it's gray with some possible looks like black accents on it. And of course the hood does open and closes. And of course you got your 392, which would indicate the size of the engine on the car there. Nice transition in color from that blue to this white and the yellow. The yellow kind of has that flame going back down the side of the car. You know, it has that beautiful front grille there. Looks like it has a mustache, so to speak. You got your tampering for your headlights there. All in all, just a beautiful car. Tampering on the other side is exactly the same as what was on this passenger side here. Love these big wheels in the back. And then you got your little wheels here in the front. And these are Redline rubber tire set, which came from their Redline shop. It is a metal base, and it is a metal chassis, metal body. So it's a beautiful car. So if you guys already have one, you know, awesome. If you don't have one, if you can pick one up and you're into gassers, it's definitely a car worth getting. I'm not sure I'm going to become a gasser collector. I know some of the other gassers I've kind of researched out there are pretty expensive. I've seen one, I think it's blood red. It's probably going for $40 to $45. There's one's called Midnight Black or Midnight, and it's all in a matte black color. That one's a pretty expensive one. That's highly sought after. There's a couple conference cars or showcase cars that they've done at conventions that are highly sought after too. But nonetheless, I decided to go ahead and get this one. I'll add this gasser to my collection with some of the other ones that I have, which are, like I said, it's a very small collection. But nonetheless, I've kind of kept an eye on it, thought about it, and I finally decided to go ahead and do it. So that's the first of the Crack and Yak cars that I was going to showcase for you guys today. So that's the first one. The second one here, this is the Jaguar Lightweight E-Type from the Redline Hot Wheels Club. And this car actually was a mail-in promo car. So the way this worked was you bought $20 worth of Hot Wheels from a designated store, and I want to say this store was Kroger's, the Kroger line. So if you have Kroger's, Albertson Fry's, Safeway, they're all one now. The Kroger's line, you buy $20 for the Hot Wheels. You send in the card itself, not the blister, but just the card itself. So just this part here, just don't do the blister part, but just the card itself. Send that in with the receipt. You confirm that you do that, and then when you do your online order to order this car, then they send you via email a address packing slip with a barcode on it, and then you attach this other piece of paper that comes with it to your receipt, and then you send it to their designated address, and then they go ahead and send you this car in return. So it's a pretty good looking car. It's in purple. I did this same mail-in promo a few months back for the Porsche that I got, and this was for the Jaguar. Beautiful car. It's the same color, that same purpley, light purpley pink with the dark purple stripe down here. It has the number 2 on it. The other one I noticed the other day when I was putting it next to it, had the number 1. I don't know if that's going to be a number series. I know that they had a Nissan hardbody truck that came out, and that was number 4. So I don't know if I missed one or if that's just the number that they randomly gave it. But nonetheless, let's go a little bit over the car here. So you've got the Hot Wheels logo here on the side. You got the number 2 on the door here, and you got Redline rubber tires on both sides of the car, so front and back. And then you're coming around the front here. You've got some lights. I don't know if that's tampoed. It looks like it's actually a lens. It's hard to tell. And then HW68. And I'm going to assume, and correct me if I'm wrong, obviously HW I would assume would be Hot Wheels, and 68 would be the year that this Jaguar was made. And then of course, here's the tail end of it here. You got a little bit of detail with the tail lights, and you can see your exhaust system there, and then your gas cap tank there. And then there's a little Jaguar insignia on the back of the car. This is what it looks like on the other side of the car. Same thing, Hot Wheels there, number 2, and then of course the wheels. But it's a good looking car. These Jaguars, this hood would open like that gasser would open, it would tip forward. This is the only Jaguar I have in my collection. This is my first one. I love the stance on it. I like the way it sits. It's gonna look good next to the Porsche I've got. I've actually considered making a little truck hauler for this one like I did the Porsche, and then I can do the truck hauler in purple, make a bed for it, and then have this with it as well. I haven't decided if I'm gonna do that or not. But anyway, those are the cars that I was showcasing for you all today. Let me scoot that over just a little bit for you guys. So I got the Jaguar on the turnstile, I got the gasser there, and of course I've got your Red Baron right there. Those are the 3 I've showcased for y'all today. So hopefully you guys liked what you saw. If you guys know anything about any of these cars in terms of like the history of them with the Jaguar or the gasser or the Red Baron, I'd love to hear from y'all. If you would like, comment, or subscribe though. This is RC with RC67 signing out. Y'all have a great day.